That brings me then to Mattress Running the Numbers. Speaking of crazy stuff this week, Mattress Running the Numbers. Should everybody you know be getting a Motley Fool subscription this week, Greg?
It seems like it, doesn't it? So,
Well, let's back that up. Nick here with something I recorded after the show. So, at the time we recorded the show, the deal we're about to talk about was available and seemed like an amazing deal. Unfortunately, yesterday, the day after we recorded this, but the day before this podcast publishes, the Motley Fool reached out to us directly to tell us that the stack will no longer work, and they have since been removed from all of the various shopping portals. So you're going to hear about this deal here, but if you didn't hop on it right away, it's going to be too late. You'll want to go to frequentmiler.com/subscribe and get on our instant email list so that next time there's a deal like this, you'll find out about it right away. All right, back to Greg.
all right. So what's going on is that Amex has a broadly available offer that you could load to one of your Amex cards. That's, what is it? It's $99 off of $99 spend with Motley Fool, which is exactly what it costs, right? For a 1-year subscription?
Whatever the cheapest 1-year email subscription is. Yeah.
Right. So far, this is probably only moderately interesting to most listeners because it's like, okay, that's great. You get Motley Fool for free for a year, but I don't really want that, or I only mildly care about it. But that's not really where it's interesting. Tell me where does this get really interesting?
Well, it's interesting because there are portals offering nearly 100% back on the cost of the subscription. So there's like Dollar Dig and Rebates Me. We're offering like $87.50 or $85 cash back. I think Glamour Rewards was $80 cash back. When we first posted it, Swag Bucks was $75, but I think they pulled that since. Or then airline portals had payouts, like the American Airlines portal is offering 7,400 miles, at least they still are at the time we're recording this, for signing up for the $99 subscription. Alaska was 5,400 and United was 5,800. Other airline portals were offering something too. Chase portal, 7,500 points. Not totally sure that it'll pay out properly via Chase. I think it probably will if you use an Amex, but I'd probably stick with one of the other options in case it doesn't pay out through Chase.
Right.
And then it gets even better because there were also some card linked offers that Steven linked to, where you could link your card, your Amex card, to Caesars Rewards or Choice Privileges. Caesars Rewards is paying 36 points a dollar. So you're talking 3,600 Caesars Rewards points for using the Amex card after you click through the portal.
$36?
I think so. Yeah.
You know?
And Caesars Rewards. I think that's what I understand Caesars Rewards to be. So
right.
Like $36 worth of food, potentially help you get into a lounge or whatever. Or if you're not a big into Caesars, Choice Privileges was offering 26 points per dollar. And that's the one I did because I was like, I could always use 2,600 Choice Privileges points. Why not? So especially if it stacks, I did the 7,400 American Airlines miles because one of our accounts was like a little short of a useful threshold with American Airlines.
Sure.
And that 7,400 pulled us right up to one of those useful thresholds where I was like, okay, that's an amount that I might use on an award ticket. Perfect. Because that just kind of threaded the needle to get me there in one fell swoop. What about you? Did you sign up first of all? And if you did, what did you sign up through?
I haven't done it yet. So, I was waiting for this conversation so I could learn about all the options so that I didn't have to read because you know how I hate reading.
Sorry. Right. So you're lucky that all of those, I think, are still going on. I think they're all still going.
So I kind of like American Airlines miles for the portal because there's not that many ways anymore to get American Airlines miles. Like we've talked before, how there's no good banks that have AA as a transfer partner. And it used to be you could sign up for American Airlines credit cards over and over and over and get the miles forever, but you can't really do that anymore. So I guess if you compare it to $75 back, it's like paying just barely over a penny per mile. So that seems good.
That seems reasonable to me.
I'm likely to do that. We'll see.
Yeah, and I figured I could probably leverage it for a little bit more value than that, at least a little bit more. And then if I get lucky with these web special awards, I mean, I could probably get
Yeah.
a one-way, a saver award if you have an American Airlines credit card, and what, 7,500 one way. So that's basically a reduced mileage award one way within the
Yeah.
United States domestic economy. Or with a lot of the web specials, you may very well get another decent one that's not on the reduced mileage award chart. Or even last year at some point, we saw those flights to Australia or New Zealand, probably a mistake, but they were like 5,000 miles each way, right? So,
Right.
so I'll take
Yeah.
the 7,400
Well,
American miles.
yeah, and now that Americans, award flights are freely cancelable. You get your miles back, you get any taxes back. I'm just, much more excited about the program than I ever was before because of that. So,
I mean, the same kind of argument could be made for Alaska because they're not an easy transfer partner either.
Mhm.
Only 5,400 Alaska miles, which I
Yep.
tend to value more than American miles. So in a normal world, I feel like, I shouldn't even say that, but if I wasn't in the same situation, all else was equal, I might have gone towards the Alaska side. But in our case, my wife and I each have 6-figure balances in Alaska miles right now, and we don't have as many American miles because we spent a whole ton of them a few years ago. So,
Right.
this was a good opportunity to pick up a chunk in one fell swoop
Yeah.
at no cost. So,
All right, cool.
there you go. So to hop on that, definitely also a crazy thing, but certainly worth doing. Now, if you got multiple people in your household, how do you play it? Can you go through the American Airlines portal over and over again for each person in your household? Do you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, well, I guess what I'm wondering is, are there any limitations on the Amex offer, or on like Motley Fool subscriptions to somehow be tied to a household as opposed to a person? I would guess though that you could get all of those dips per person, as long as you're, the card link offers. I think you'd probably have to have separate accounts. Maybe, actually, I don't even know if that's true.
The card link offers, I don't know. I didn't look at the terms there, but I know the American Airlines portal terms say you can do it once. So
Okay. All right.
if you're using the American portal, once per person. So you got to do it under each person's
So
separate
you sign
American
in
Airlines
as
account.
another person. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, the other person signs in.
Right. The other person signs in and use their own card that they have
That's right.
with the offer because they logged in themselves, Greg.
Exactly. Right.
So, make sure everybody in your family does it. That's all I'm saying. Make sure.
So it sounds like is there any risk? So, some people are worried, especially after what happened with that Wine Insiders thing, where that was an Amex offer to get up to $60 back from $60 spend on wine. But if you went through a portal, or if you bought discounted wine, or if you sort of looked at the website funny, then they wouldn't pay out. Are there any similar risks here?
I don't think so. No. This one, it says you have to buy it directly from the Motley Fool, but I think that was all it said in terms of a specification. And you are buying it directly from the Motley Fool. You're clicking through the American Airlines portal, but it's taking you right to the Motley Fool's website. Right. I already received the Amex offer email saying, congratulations, you used your Amex offer. I already received the email from American Airlines saying you got a purchase rather that's tracking to post. I haven't received anything from Choice Privileges yet, but I'm not that concerned. That's the smallest piece of the deal. That's gravy. If it comes through, great. I don't see why it wouldn't, because it's a card linked offer. You don't have to click through anything on the Choice Privileges site. You just have to link the card number. So I assume that that's going to work too. But no confirmation there. But 2 out of 3. That's good for me. I get my money back. One thing I guess worth noting is when I checked out, it was saying $99, and then I didn't really take a close look at the end, and they did charge sales tax, or at least it looks like they did anyway. The pre-authorization shows the sales tax, so it was a couple dollars more expensive, like $108. I'm going to get $99 back, so it is going to cost me like $9 for my 7,400 American Airlines miles, but I'll take that trade.
Gotcha. Yeah. Do they have? I know it's a electronic subscription, right?
It is.
Yeah. So there might be a way, like the people who live in New Hampshire or Delaware, one of those tax-free states, probably won't get charged sales tax.
And I wondered if it wasn't the kind of thing where that's what it showed, but then later on it wouldn't actually charge you that.
That's possible.
And I think that might be possible here specifically because initially it showed that amount, but I didn't receive an email from the Motley Fool, oddly enough. After completing checkout, I assumed I'd receive like a welcome to the Motley Fool email.
Right.
Nothing from the Motley Fool at all. I was able to create an online account and all that jazz. No sort of email confirmation from them that I had bought anything, and nothing from Amex immediately. But then very early the next morning, I got the first email from Motley Fool saying, welcome to Motley Fool. Here's your first email. And I also received the Amex offer. Congratulations, you redeemed your offer. So I'm wondering if they just didn't put the finalized purchase through until the next morning. And so there's a possibility.
Yeah. So did the Motley Fool email have some tax advice? Did it say things like sell short on GameStop and BlackBerry because now's the time?
No, I mean, it should have, or something like that. Because if you've been watching that at all this week, been a crazy week on that, that's for sure. So, I didn't see any mention of GameStop in there. Didn't see any mention of AMC or, all these other craziness that's been going on all week. So if you haven't been following that,
because
it's been nuts.
Because that could be where the real risk is if you follow some advice and lose a bunch of money.
Right.
But,
right.
That's always
no
true
kidding.
with
And some people
stock.
Surely. Right. Yeah. And I mean, and let's be clear here. I'm not saying that you should get the Motley Fool to follow their stock advice. I have no idea if their stock advice is any good. And my personal opinion is that anybody who knows the future is going to, first of all, their crystal ball works better than anybody else's. And why would they tell anybody that they're able to predict it? So I don't really buy into anybody's stock advice, just personal opinion. So I have no interest in the subscription. It's just the miles here. I'll look at it for entertainment value, but I'm not telling you that you should buy the stocks that they tell you to buy.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So on this, what we're calling a mattress run, even though it has nothing to do with mattress running, I think we're giving it 2 thumbs up. Like, why wouldn't you do this, right?
Yeah, I mean, get on it. Get on it. Come on.
Make sure you, I guess the thing you have to make sure you do kind of right away, and I did was actually register for that Amex offer, because sometimes offers go away prematurely, or they have some limit maybe of how many people they're willing to sign up, something like that.
Yeah. So get on it.